everyone was still kind of scrambling around. So he saw that I was wide open. He just threw it. I mean, like I said, I could knock down an open three, but that rebound for KCP was much bigger than the open three. You know what I mean? So then Jamal found me on the wing real quick. It was a good play.
Do you feel like where do you feel like your chemistry is with Jamal? Like he seems to like innately just look for you.
Yeah, I think that's grown definitely over time. I think we just have developed a bond off the court that is translated to on the court. You know, we've kicked it more this year, and kind of when we were hurt more than we had before, going to church together, things like that. I think that translated on the court. I think we just have more trust in each other. You know, so I think that has definitely grown over time.
How do you see that show up on the court?
I mean, I think it's just obviously Jamal has the ball in his hands so much of the time, so he just makes sure that I don't get iced out for too long. You know, there may be a few possessions where I don't touch the ball for a while, but if he sees that, he's going to either call a play for me or just in the pick and roll, instead of look for his own shot or for Nicola, he's going to try to find a way to give me the ball, you know what I mean? So he's just very conscious of trying to get me going and things like that, you know what I mean?
One of your earlier threes, the four-point play looked like you came down. Was there any concern about that ankle swelling up overnight or anything?
No, I just tweaked it barely. So, I mean, that play, it's a strange play in basketball just because I've gotten that same call on me a couple times this year, and you're really just trying to contest, but they call it flagrant, but I mean, it's really just a normal basketball contest. No one's trying to hurt anybody.
When you got up from that, you had a giant smile on your face. I don't know if you remember that, but I'm just curious why you were just grinning ear to ear.
I mean, they was just because my teammates are just funny. They were trying to say, I faked my ankle injury to get a flagrant foul, so I was just smiling.
Coach mentioned that there were a couple times you saw an opening, or maybe didn't even see an opening, and were aggressive in, I think, third quarter, more like to get into the rim, not just being spot rolling. Is that something you're more conscious of when you see that, depending on the lineup?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to be more conscious of that just because at this point people are closing out to me so hard, like a little tiny look at the rim and they're flying past me, so the whole lane's wide open. That along with, getting to the rim, seeing the ball go through the hoop, it definitely makes your jumper feel better. So especially early on in the game, if I'm missing a couple threes, I think that, getting downhill, trying to get to the rim is definitely something I'm trying to be more conscious of.
Mike, before the trade deadline, you were talking about Bones and the potential you think he has as a player. What do you just think of him and this new situation with the Clippers and what he can do there?
I mean, I was really glad he got on the floor tonight. He played, 15 minutes? I don't know. It's just crazy because he got traded to a team that's so guard-heavy, you know what I mean? They got so many guards in the starting lineup and then so many guards on the bench. And, getting Russell Westbrook didn't really help Bones' cause. But I know he's 20, 1, 2? So, like, he has his whole career ahead of him. Like, he's already contributing on one of the best teams in the West. So he contributed for us, and now he's going to contribute for them. So, I mean, if it doesn't happen for him this year with the bigger role, that'll eventually happen, and he'll flourish from there. So I have no concern that he's going to, reach the potential that he's supposed to reach.
I know games like this and what you have back-to-backs are exhausting, but how fun is a game like tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely fun when you win. I mean, if you lose, you're just kind of like, man, it should have never got to that point. But, it was a great game against a great team. Both teams made really big plays down the stretch. Kawhi was going to work in the post, as vintage Kawhi. So as a fan of the game, like that's super good. Even when I'm on the court, just playing against him, it's still good to see him, in that mode. So that was cool to see him hit all those middies. But at the end of the day, we're just glad we won. It was a good game for the fans, for sure.
When it's going back and forth at the end, in your mind, where you're like, oh, I want to get one now. It's kind of hype yourself up like that.
I think for me, down the stretch, I kind of realized the ball is going to be in Jamal's hand, and he's going to be playing that two-man game with Joker. But at some point, there's going to be a swing out to me. So even if I don't touch the ball for 5 minutes or 6 minutes and I don't get a shot up, just trying to be ready. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? And then, we just got so many players that can make so many different plays. And obviously you got the passer and Nicola. So tonight they chose to play him one-on-one a lot down the stretch, but if they double him, it's going to be a swing, and I'm going to get a wide-open 3 me or KCP. So we just got a lot of different weapons on the team. So
Is that hard to stay focused? Go on with that. Or is-
I think, I mean, if you are a mature player, like you have to. I mean, just because you're not touching the ball, you have to stay focused. I mean, earlier in the game, if you're not getting touches, whatever, you can kind of get frustrated or whatever it may be. But like down the stretch of the game, all you're worried about is winning. So even if you don't touch the ball 5 minutes, you still got to go down and get a stop. You know what I mean? And all year we've been sharing the ball. So I mean, guys are sacrificing different amounts on our team, but like overall, I think for the most part, dudes are happy. And you know, we're playing for a championship, so all the egos and things like that are definitely put to the side.
You mentioned Kawhi's shot making in the fourth quarter. Is that fourth quarter that they had as a team just kind of a reminder of how dangerous the Clippers can be, even though you guys have kind of have their number this season?
Yeah, I think everyone in the league knows how dangerous the Clippers are. No one is there. I mean, trying to play them in a playoff series, first round, second round, whatever it is, you know, everyone knows how dangerous they are. They have a lot of guys who can do a lot of things, you know, now that you had Russell Westbrook too. So they're a good team. So I think everybody kind of knows that.
One more. Thank you.